stay alive. Sits home deep like a heartbeat pulse. Electro dreams where we are lost. Neon waves take us back in.
Welcome, everybody. It's your boy, the VSW Stunner. We're here with a very special episode of VSW Podcast, kicking off Season 4. Tonight, we're talking Focus Pro Wrestling. That's right. Coming up this Saturday at the Widowmaker, it's going to be Focus Pro, larger than life, and my God, the card is just stacked. We're going to get into all that, but let's go back in time a little bit. Let's go back to November, okay? 11/30/24. Last year, we had such an amazing event there that took place. I mean, what we witnessed at that show. For instance, in the triple threat match to declare the first ever Focus Tag Team Champion, you had the Hard Work Heroes, you had Post Game, and you had Waves and Curls. The new champions are Aaron Cadamia and Bonby Combs, the Hard Work Heroes, and kudos to them. You know, they're one of my favorite teams on the scene. They did a lot of hard work and focus, and they moved up the ranks, and they definitely deserve those titles. We saw Mike Braca defeating Diego Alvarez in a body bag match. It was intense. It went back and forth, and you know, a lot of people got involved, but finally Braga took home the win for the title, the IGB title. Stan Styles took the loss to Erika Demian. She retains. He wasn't happy about it. Unfortunately, she got injured and had to take some time, but she will be back. A very good match. Marcus Mathers and Manny Arias, and these two gave it their all. Marcus Mathers did take that victory, and he gave Manny some word of advice. I mean, he basically passed the torch and was like, you know, you're the man around here. You're, you know, someone special around here. You know, so let's hold on one second. Oh, there we go. You know, let me give you some words of advice. And what he told him was something very simple. He told him, don't slip. Next time, don't slip. And he knew what he had to do. We saw the first ever death match as Jess Moss defeated JB Anderson. And that was a very impressive matchup. We actually had JB Anderson on the VSW podcast last season. Great guy, talking deathmatch wrestling. And that was a lot of fun to watch. You know, I think the crowd liked it. I hope they bring deathmatch wrestling back. Austin Luke defeats Mike Montero. What a match that was. And Mike giving it his all, you know, for one of his final matches of the year. And for a while, too, as you know, he's taking a hiatus to get, you know, his health better due to injuries and just needing time to recover. So, you know, what a great matchup that was. We saw Brian Bayside, the master of belly rub, going against Matt Tremont. And you wouldn't think it would work, these two, you know, a deathmatch wrestler, funny dude. It worked perfect, and there was some great spots in there. There was some great Legos in there. There was some all sorts of things in there that looked pretty painful. Matt Tremont did get that win, and I have to say though, it was a fun match. If you haven't seen it, go on IWTV and check it out. There's some dancing involved and everything. Gabby Forza defeating Danny Miles, and I have to say, Gabby looking more and more powerful every time I see her. What a matchup. And then you had the world title. One of my favorite people in the industry, Desmond Cole, against another one of my favorite people in the industry. And someone that I gave, VSW gave, well, we gave Champion of the Year, Tyree Taylor. And he defended that title with no mercy all year round. And he defeated Desmond Cole, too, that night. But then it all happened. Manny Arias comes out. He you know, he had the briefcase, the contract, he did his thing, and he challenged Tyree and he took it home. He became the new Focus Pro champion to end the year. And this sets up an all new, landscape of what Focus Pro is. Very exciting, very great show to end the year. Now we are back in, now we're in 2025. They're kicking things back off with larger than life. Let's see if I do this. Let me just see one thing, folks. And again, that will be taking place on Saturday at the Widowmaker. You're gonna want to get there. Tickets, they do go. You can get them at the door, but I recommend up front. I actually like the stage seating, just because it is, you get to sit down a little bit. Although a lot of people do like to, you know, people do like to stand, and it gives that kind of vibe too. So I mean, but let's get on to what is going to be taking place. We got some matches to talk about. We got some things, people coming in, and that's one thing I like about Focus Pro. It's not always the same matches. It's not always the same people. There's a big variety and a big, I would say more variety and change of styles and just different people that we don't see everywhere, and that makes it very, very impressive and a good time. Um, right here is a very good example of this. We got Lucas Chase versus Milo Mera. I mean, Milo Mera is somebody that we had on the podcast earlier this year. We've seen him in Chaotic. We've seen him in Focus Pro. We saw him in Limitless this year. He's a world professional pogo sticker. He does some amazing things with the stick to get into the ring. He's made some viral videos. Great wrestler, coming out of Netwa, and just really, really good. Going against someone that I've been watching now for a little bit too. Actually, funny, I saw him for the first time out in Let's Wrestle this year, but he is someone that's been to AEW, he's been around, and that's Lucas Chase. These two colliding here is going to be a great, great matchup. And it's going to be a lot of fun. I mean, these are, like I said, new faces for me, anyways, of seeing it Focus. Now, granted, I didn't start watching Focus Pro until last May. I got when I saw that Stan Styles was putting on a show with Focus Pro and coming to Mass, I marked out because I've been wanting to do the IGB thing for a while, go out there to the H2O, and I just never can get out there. Hopefully this month. I mean, in March, when it's been announced. I think it said March something. But, when I started coming to Mass and closer, I was like, I got to check it out. And I was just, flabbergasted at what I saw, just the quality. And the quality of matches. This is one of them. I'm looking forward to this. Seeing new people, seeing new faces in a different setting. And seeing the excellence that these two can provide, because they both can and will deliver in this matchup. Let's see what else we got going on. Now, here's another favorite matchup that and another two people that are just killing the scene right now. Seabass Finn, they're taking things by storm. Another one, main favorite, doing things up in Limitless. Okay, he also has been very impressive, Chaotic, and everywhere else he's been wrestling. Coming in, to Focus versus someone that's been, doing great things across the board. We saw him. He might have not taken the victory, but he gave Mike Rock a hell. We've seen him do wonderful things in tag team work with Lex Lozano, and that's the one and only Diego Alvarez. He is one of the best. He's one of the best out there right now, in my opinion. Coming up, and someone to keep eyes on for sure. He made his Limitless debut in the Rumble, which was nice to see. And, the sky's the limit for him if he just keeps it up. So this is going to be a good test for him. Seabass Finn is very well, good, put together wrestler. He's very over. He has a lot of momentum. This will be a great fight for Diego and see where that is going. Let's see what else we got on this agenda. Oh, my. Gabriel Sky versus TJ Crawford. Now, this is another great matchup. I remember first seeing Gabriel Sky in VXS. Violent Time Suffering. I went out to Jersey and saw him and would watch him. And then I saw him again in Above the Rest out in Maine, when he teamed up with Tristan. Great, amazing tag team. Great, amazing solo talent. Against the sniper. I mean, the Silver Sniper, TJ Crawford. This is a guy that I've been watching since 2019, or probably early 2019 or so. Caught him at a Please Come Back show at Beyond Wrestling. He was facing Chris Statler. Don't ever forget, because I knew Chris. I didn't know who TJ was, but I filmed some spots. I posted them up. Both of them actually shared it, and TJ decided to follow me. And I got to know TJ a little bit. And I got to follow him. And I got to see that he was making moves. And then he got injured. And I continued to follow him. And when he came back, he was even better than ever. And, I catch him all the time every Thursday night. I catch him when he comes to Limitless. I catch him when he goes to Blitzkrieg. I catch him when he goes to Focus. I love to see TJ Crawford. He's probably one of my favorite wrestlers on the scene right now. This match here is definitely going to be a high-quality match. Both of these guys, well-seasoned, well put together, know what they're doing inside of the ring. It's going to be quite intense. And I mean, this is the level that Focus Pro brings to the wrestling community. This is what they're bringing. This is a high-end level of wrestling. These are high-end matches. Very impressive work here. We got Leo Sparrow versus Stan Styles. Now, I haven't personally seen Leo Sparrow wrestle, but I have heard amazing things from talent to promoters to fans about Leo Sparrow. Like, even other talent have said this kid's going places, the next best thing, he's the best wrestler on the scene right now. He's making things happen. I've heard promoters saying, watch this kid. He's going to be somebody special. Fans love him. This is a great match because fans hate Stan. But I don't know why. He's good. He's creepy. He does great. I don't know why they have to not, cheer for this man. But why people got to hold signs that say gross. Because he's not. He's Stan Styles. He's the leader of the CWO, the Creamy World Order. And he's probably one of the best intergender wrestlers out there on the scene in wrestling ever. But this match here is going to be very high-end as well. Every match on this card is high-end. There's no, throwaway matches or burner matches. Everything is just really well put together. Kudos to the booking team and Focus Pro for putting together a great show like this. Because it's just quite amazing, honestly, to see great wrestling like this, Not that other promotions don't do it. There's a lot of promotions out there that are putting on great shows, but consecutively and consistently and always changing it up and still having the same results of it being excellent. It's something special. So definitely not going to want to miss this match. And again, this is all taking place Saturday, January 11th at the Widowmaker. Get your tickets now on Eventbrite or get them at the door. But I mean, like I said, it probably will sell out. I think it will. I don't know why it wouldn't. These are great matches. And for the first time, the Hard Work Heroes are going to be taking on Delta House. Now, I interviewed Dante. I saw him at Chaotic last year, rather. Did this beautiful love song to Paris Van Dale. Really sparked my attention. So I had to reach out to him and say, would you want to come on the VSW podcast? He came on, we talked. He's another creative pro student doing very good things out there. And then I saw him again, also at the Blitzkrieg Luau. They weren't wrestling Delta, but they were protesting it. And something had happened with everything, and I don't know why they were really protesting. It was my first Blitzkrieg show. But these two, I've caught them. I've caught Dante both solo and in tag, and I am very excited for this match because the Hard Work Heroes are nothing nice. They might be, smiley, but they're all work. When they get in the ring, it is on, okay? Barnaby Combs will take you out. And so on Aaron. He might be a little bit smaller, but he packs a mighty punch. These two are very well. They have good chemistry together. I mean, they beat two other phenomenal teams to even get these titles. They've been doing a great job all year in Focus Pro to deserve the shot to even get to that point. Definitely someone to keep eyes on. This is going to be a great test for them, though, as champions against, two very well known and seasoned wrestlers. It's going to be great. We also have Austin Luke versus Kennedy Hardcastle. We saw Austin Luke last time beating Mike Montero in a classic here intergender match against Kennedy Hardcastle. It's going to be great. That's one thing that Focus does very well is that's the intergender matches. And I think it gives good storytelling for wrestling when it's done this way and done right. Because in a world of wrestling, men and women are equal. Women can go after a men's title. Men can go after, well, you don't really see men go after women's titles, but women do go after world titles. I've seen it in other promotes. I've seen it in Chaotic. I've seen it in Limitless. I've seen, well, it was going to happen in Limitless when Stratlander was going to challenge AG before the pandemic. I've seen it in other places. And we also had a women IWTV champion. So these are things that, can happen and do happen on the indie scene. It might feel weird on the mainstream of wrestling, but, in the world of indie wrestling, when done right, it makes sense. And, Focus Pro does a really good job with this. I think this is going to be a great matchup. Austin Luke is probably going to be in for some trouble, though. Kennedy Hardcastle is tough. She is very tough. And, I think it's going to be a good fight. I look forward to it. Definitely look forward to it. And then we got this, Ring of Honor star Cheeseburger taking on Brian Bayside. Yes, the VSW did sponsor Cheeseburger coming in. I saw this and I heard of this match and I was like, wow, this is going to be fun. I've seen what Brian Bayside did with Tremont. I've seen what he's done in other promotions. I've watched some of his matches. Guy is hilarious. He does some really funny things, but he's really talented in the way he does them. It's not just a totally comedy. He knows how to wrestle. He has some, really good moves sets in there that, are throwbacks to older wrestling that, I grew up with. So it's great to watch that. Going to get Cheeseburger, I can only imagine what's going to happen. I think there's going to be maybe one of the matches of the night. Maybe not. I don't know. There's so many on the card. But, the memorable moments that, Bayside can just make alone, it's going to be in for something special. And it's good seeing, a name in there, and that's one thing that they do at Focus. They have a nice even blend. It's not just all big names or all former, stars coming in. You got, people from all over the wrestling world coming in at different levels and getting a chance at Focus Pro. It's really great to see for the indie scene, I think. It really puts together a nice picture. This match, though, is going to be something really fun. And then also being sponsored by the VSW podcast, because I am a fan of Desmond Cole. I've seen what he's done in Limitless. I've seen what he's done across the whole New England. He's come back, though, and he's now challenging the new champion, Manny Arias. This is going to be a great test for Manny. He is champion coming in. He just got over that, beating Tyree. And now he's got to fight one of the best wrestlers on the scene, pound for pound. And that's Desmond Cole. And not only do you have to fight him, there's one thing about Tyree. He was a lot of people, well, some people loved him, but some people didn't really like him. He didn't have fan support sometimes. Desmond Cole, he's got all the support in the world. You got fans screaming at the top of their lungs, chanting, "Boo fuck, boo fuck, boo fuck." I've seen him light up main arenas. I've seen him light up at the Coliseum when he won the Vacation Land Cup. He is doing tremendous things. So he got added to Brother Greatness's show. He's going to be doing stuff out there at Black Everything. That's going to be another show coming out in February. That's going to be something fun we're going to talk about. We're going to be talking with Brother Greatness later this month about that show, too, just to let you know. But yeah, this main event right here is going to be a true test to Manny of what he can do and what he can, what this title means to him. But also, you know, it's Desmond coming in for the second time back to back, going after this title. He must really want it. He must really want, you know, this Focus Pro gold because, you know, he did try it against Tyree. He didn't come out victorious, but he's coming right back. And he's coming after man. It's going to be a great match. This is a great night of pro wrestling. Again, Focus Pro, larger than life. General Lariat, Widowmaker Brewery. Get your tickets right now, Eventbrite. You can go on there, type it in, larger than life, grab them, be secure, get in there, have yourself a good time. What does it say down there? 35 for the stage seating, 20 for general. They have great drinks and beers on tap. You know, they got other drinks too, sodas and stuff if you want. They always have a good food truck out back. Such a great time. I haven't ever went to a Foley's but said, oh damn, I don't like this show. Or I wish I didn't go to that. Always something special, always memorable moments. You know, like I said, I fell in love with it when I originally went to that May show that Stan Styles was putting on with Focus Pro, and just seeing what they had to offer, I was just really, really, really impressed. And this show is definitely, definitely going to deliver. You know, and setting up with a new champion, that's going to be something even more special because, you know, a new champion, a new era in Focus Pro, a new kind of lineage being added, new matchups, new dynamics. Tyree had a very way about himself, you know, and a much different fighter and a much different champion than Manny is going to be. I think Manny's going to be for the people. I think Manny's going to be that person, you know, that the people are going to be chanting his name too, you know. What that's going to be the interesting part of that match. You know what? For every person screaming "Boofer," you're going to have somebody screaming "Yes, sir." And that's the thing, you know. He is very popular and over as well. Both of these guys are. So it's going to be a clash of like almost like a WrestleMania kind of feel where you have like a Hogan and Warrior and people picking sides of who do they like in this fight. Me personally, I am going to say the winner of this match is going to be honestly the people of Focus Pro. The people that are watching the show, whether it be on IWTV or in person or wherever, they're going to win. With that card right there, they are going to win. And honestly, it's going to be a great night of pro wrestling. So I do recommend people coming out, checking it out. If you've never been to Focus Pro, you got nothing to lose. You're not going to hate it. I promise you that. You're going to enjoy it. I have the cool thing about it. Last show they did Bud's Goods and Provisions sponsored it. They're a dispensary in Mass, recreational. They were doing some giveaways, and if you did like a little raffle or whatever, they were giving out pre-rolls. People were smoking intermission. Fun little time. Great vibe, different kind of fan base because you got your dedicated wrestling fans that go there, and some of your regulars and people that love wrestling and people that love that scene. And then you have the people that are there to enjoy that night out of, you know, having some drinks with friends. Oh, there's a wrestling show. Let's check it out. And these fan bases change over. You know, the local or the people that enjoy it will stay, and then new people will come in, and some people will leave, other people will come in, you know, show to show. So it changes a little bit. But the dynamics, I've never seen, you know, no issues in the crowd, nobody fighting, nobody downing anybody, none of that crap. It's very good environment. And in most places in New England are. I haven't been to really many shows that haven't been a good environment. I have to be honest in New England. I think the fans and the promoters do a great job kind of keeping that at a high standard for you know, places, you know, when we come in, you know, as fans, you know, to be able to feel comfortable there, to not, you know, be on edge, to not feel like you have to, you know. Like I said, I've seen one time I saw somebody get rowdy and they were escorted right away, real quick. So yeah, there's not a lot of tolerance for misbehavior or, you know, crazy, you know, I've heard people getting thrown out for saying, you know, ignorant things like that, but it's very far and few. They do, like I said, good job policing themselves. But again, Focus Pro, never seen any of that happening. So again, we're going to go over the card a little bit again quickly here. just because it is such a great card. We're gonna have Lucas Chase versus Milo Mira. I mean, again, and well, let's pick winners. I guess we will pick winners in this. If I have to say anybody is gonna win this one, I'm gonna go with Milo. I'm gonna say Milo's got the edge in this. He's got something that a lot of people don't possess. He get that height with that pogo stick. But no, he has tremendous balance and he has tremendous wrestling ability. I've seen him in some great matches last year. AG being one of them. He's been doing great things, like I said, in Rad Pro Wrestling under Lynx Panther. He just does great fun things. But really solid wrestler. Glad to see him coming to Focus Pro for this matchup. We have Seabass Finn versus Diego Alvarez. I don't know. I would like to see Diego win, especially after the tough loss he had with Graca, but I think I'm going to have to say Seabass Finn going to take this. I don't know. Unless Alvarez can pull out some flint. Seabass has a lot of momentum going into this matchup. He is fan favorited. He is, he got that crowd behind him. And when the crowd's behind him, behind any wrestler, it's that, that extra man. It's that sixth sense that's going to get you that victory. So we're going to have to go with maybe Seabass Finn. TJ Crawford, Gabriel Sky. We're going to go with TJ Crawford. I think, the Silver Sniper's got something to prove. He's always hungry for victory. This might be his year. You watch him on social, you see the things he's doing. He's very hungry for it. And rightfully so. He's a good wrestler. But Gabriel's not going to just lie down for this match. It's going to be a battle. It's going to be a brawl. It's going to be a wrestler's wrestling match. It's going to be some of the maybe this might actually be match of the night. It's going to be tremendous. Leo Sparrow versus Stan Styles. I think, Leo Sparrow is going to upset Stan. I think he's going to somehow, like a 1-2-3 kid versus Razor Ramon, he's going to upset Stan Styles and make him mad and take that victory. I could be wrong. The CWO could be in full effect. We might have Al by his side and Mark up there, and they might, take Leo. Maybe even Leo joins the CWO. Who knows? We've seen that happen as well. Anything can and will happen in wrestling. But I do suspect maybe a little upset there. Hard Work Heroes versus Delta House. I know Delta House really tough competitors, but I feel like Hard Work Heroes, they are on that streak, man. They just got that win. They're favorited here. This is their house. They're the new champs. They're going to take the gold, and they're going to run, not lose it. They're going to retain these titles and make these Focus Pro Tag Team Championship mean something. Very exciting, though. And again, this all happening this Saturday, January 11th, at the Willowmaker Brewery in Braintree, Massachusetts. That's 220 Wood Road. You can get there. I get there a little early, but doors do open at 7, bells at 8. Tickets will be sold at the door, but I would get them now on Eventbrite if I were you. Tickets for stage are 35, general admission only 20. It's not bad for all these great matches and all this excitement. It'll also be live on IWTV if you can't make it out. Do check it out. Turn it on. You're going to have Austin Luke versus Kennedy Hardcastle. I think that Kennedy Hardcastle is going to whoop him. But, again, it's going to be a good wrestling match. I know, they're both talented. And what Austin Luke was able to do against Mike Montero, I was very impressed by that matchup. But, I don't know. Kennedy Hardcastle, well, she's tough. And I think she's going to show no mercy in this fight. Cheeseburger versus Brian Bayside. It could go either way. I don't know, but I'm going to have I honestly don't. I mean, if Brian can get his belly rubbed, I'll say this: he might have a chance to beat Cheeseburger. Cheeseburger's coming in with the experience and with all of that. I think it might be Cheeseburger. I don't know. It's going to be a tough call. And again, similar to the hard work heroes, many areas, yes, Desmond Cole is one of the best out there. He is doing big things. He is making big moves. He is a champion. He could take titles. But Manny is a newly crowned Focus Pro champion. He went through hell to get that title, and he's not going to just give it up. I think just like hard work heroes, he will retain and make this title mean something. And again, it already does. I mean, Tyree Taylor had a nice reign on that. You know, I don't know if we have the exact facts on all of that. Let me see if I can do that. If it's on here. If we go, yeah, see, Tyree had it from 11-11-23 all the way to 11-30-24 with a 385-day title reign. Over a year, the dominant champion, and my goodness, um, it is, it's impressive. He was an impressive champion. There's nothing, bad I can say about Tyree Taylor as champion. He was actually, like I said, he was VSW champion of the year. I know Channing Thomas had a great year in pro wrestling. I know he was limited champion as well, but he's world class Channing Thomas. He should be that good. Tyree, man, he was put up some of the best, and he took out some of the best. He made that title mean something, and honestly, he really put in some work. And again, Manny's gonna have some big shoes to fill, but I think he can do it. I really do. And like I said, he's gonna make this title mean something. But what a matchup, though! Big Boofer versus Manny Ayers for that world title, and all taking place this Saturday at the Widowmaker. I am interested to see what the food is gonna be, though. They always have a good food truck. One time I got pizza. One time I got sandwich, barbecue, different things. I like the food trucks at the wrestling shows. It's not just the same as some pizza or something else. Gives a good variety. Gives a good flavor to it. And honestly, some of it's really good food. But yeah, if you have nothing to do this Saturday, honestly, come check out Focus Pro. I honestly, as a wrestling fan, someone that goes to a lot of shows, checks out, watch a lot of IWTV, I can recommend it. I can say that you're gonna be happy you went. You're not gonna go there and be like, oh, I wish I didn't invest my time and money in this show. I've never had that happen. I've never heard of that happening. I've never even seen that written anywhere. And you're kind of lucky it's not really running up against a lot of other shows. Sometimes they get stuck in loops where they're running up against 3 or 4 shows. And it's like, where do you go? That's kind of what happened in May and a few other times. But I ended up going to Focus, I'll tell you, because, again, Stan Styles, I can't see him everywhere. He doesn't work all the promotions in Mass. I've only actually, I think, in Mass, seen him at Focus. He's a big draw for me. He's somebody that's different. He's someone that does something fun, brings fun into wrestling. The whole Creamy World Order, I think, is just great. There's nobody else like that. There's no character work like that. He just teeters on the line of adult material, but not really. It's still comedic. It's still fun. Stuff he brings back to IGB and does there and the HUO. It's just great stuff. I'm a big, huge fan. Like I said, we had an interview with him as well. We talked to him last year. We talked with a lot of people on season 3. And he was one of my favorite guests. Sexy Eddie was one of my favorite guests. Like, we had a bunch. But I think they were working the same show together at H2O Center later that week after I was talking to Eddie. It was that, I forget his name now, Birthday Bash. But that's the thing. There's always something happening in wrestling. There's always something happening in Jersey. And I love seeing it being brought here to Mass because I can't always make it to H2O Center. I can't always make it. It's a 6-hour drive sometimes with traffic. But, you know, again, what Focus has done, even last year, and just putting on the shows and the quality shows, and all the shows being this big, like having this kind of, star power constantly with these, kind of super matchups that you see, like TJ Crawford versus Gabriel Scott. That's a super matchup. Leo Sparrow versus Stan Styles. That's a super matchup. Booker versus Manny Arias is a super matchup. Like these are big names in the indie scene that are making waves and they're just colliding here at Focus Pro. And that's what makes wrestling great. That's what makes it different. So again, I do recommend folks checking it out. Tickets, they're on sale now, Eventbrite. They'll also be there at the door. If you can't make it, IWTV will be your best friend. And yeah, it's going to be a great time. So hopefully I see you there. Hopefully I do. We got a few other things to talk about, and then we'll call it a night here. I do thank everybody for watching. And again, hope you do show some support towards Focus Pro because, like I said, it's a really strong promotion. A little bit underrated, in my opinion. I don't think enough people know about it and know how good that it can be or is. So you're going to want to check that out. But yeah, this is going to be how the season's going to be a little bit different this month and the months coming. We're going to do some shows like this where we're talking about shows and recapping and previewing. And then other shows are going to be interview shows. We're going to be talking to wrestlers and getting to know their stories and what they're doing. And we're going to be talking to promoters and other personality in the wrestling world. Some shows are going to be even done like this, but live from the venue, like we did similar with the last main show when we were with Alex. And we ran from Yarmouth out in the parking lot. We kind of previewed the show a little bit. Be doing things like that as well. We're gonna mix it up. And it's, and I think that will be more fun. That was kind of how it originally was back in the beginning. We would run, interviews sometimes, and we would do recap previews if we didn't have the interviews. And it made for a less stressful time too. Sometimes you can't always get interviews. Sometimes people are busy. Sometimes it's stacked and you just can't get it. So this way, it's still something to talk about without just having to scrounge or be worried or miss a week. I don't like to miss a week, but it is. That's what the VSW podcast season 4 is looking like. We have a lot of new promotions we're going to be checking out that we didn't get to last year, like MPW. We'll be going out there later this month. They're bringing in Cruel. They're bringing in Eugene. They're bringing in Bayside. I mean, it doesn't get better than that. I saw today announced Brian Bayside versus Donkey Boy Bandit. That's just like a dream match right there. That's going to be wild. But a lot of cool stuff coming up we're going to be talking about later in the month and having, like I said, Brother Greatness coming on, talking about Black Everything. That's going to be happening in February in New York. And that's a stacked card too. Tyree Taylor is going to be out there as well. Big booth of Desmond Cole is announced. Brother Greatness himself. A lot of other people. And he's going to be coming on this month to talk about all of that greatness that will be taking place at that show. So we have a bunch of things, like I said, happening. We'll have some surprise interviews and maybe some surprise guests. Got still a few people from last season that were trying to come on that didn't make it. We'll get them back on this season. But yeah, thank you everybody for watching. Again, check out Focus Pro. You're not going to want to miss this show. I mean, you're not going to want to miss it. You're just not. I mean, again, from beginning to end, let's just see how stacked it is. One more time in case you missed it. Just in case. You're going to have Lucas Chase versus Milo Mera. Seabass versus Diego Alvarez. DJ Crawford versus Gabriel Sky. Leo Sparrow versus Stan Styles. For the Focus Pro Tag Team Championship, Hard Work Heroes versus Delta House. You're going to have Austin Luke versus Kennedy Hardcastle. Cheeseburger versus Brian Bayside. And for the Focus Pro Championship, Mini-Airs versus Desmond Cole. All at Focus Pro Wrestling. Larger than life, January 11th. Widow Brewery Come on down, 220 Wood Road, Braintree, Massachusetts. Doors open at 7. Bell is at 8. Not going to want to miss it. I swear, you're not going to want to miss it. If not, check it out on IWTV. Really, though. It's one of those shows, though, I'm going to tell you, you're going to not want to miss. Thank you, everybody, for watching tonight. Hope everybody has a great Monday. Versace Stoner out.